How to make the most of Ramadan. Imam Jalaluddin al-Balkhi, famously known as Rumi, he said, fasting binds the body in order to open the eyes of the soul. In reality, if you understand, the purpose of fasting is not to actually prevent you from food and drink in essence. What it does is tries to open the eyes of the soul in order to focus within, to remove oneself from the shackles of materialism, to remove oneself from the shackles of their own ego. It was once in my psychology class, we had to do a paper on our own internal psychology and what prevents you from reaching your potential. And everybody tried to write some of the struggles that they face and hardships. And I really tried to reflect, and I understood from what our faith teaches us, the greatest preventer of fulfilling your own potential is yourself. In reality, that's what Ramadan tries to fulfill. So among the ways that you can do is to set a schedule. If you don't prepare for Ramadan, then you haven't really fulfilled it, because you can't just go through it planning haphazardly, but rather to have a set schedule. So in essence, one of the things that we try to encourage people is to have a to-do list that's bare minimum in the day. A number of adhkar that you recite, a number of pages of the Quran that you recite, so then it becomes part of your routine if you set that to-do list. Among the ways also is to minimize those things which are distractions. So if you have that famous activity everybody loves, scrolling on Netflix, you should stop that, right? In essence, give a time where you will focus on Ramadan and not just simply use time wasters, whether that be social media or your famous Netflix kind of videos that you wanted to watch, but to have a dedicated moment. In reality, you will see the effect it will have on you. Another form is to minimize those things which could lead to a loss of reward. One of those things is to try to minimize the amount of excess talking that we do in some of our WhatsApp groups and some of maybe our discussion circles and social circles. And the reason for that is because if you're not focused on so much excess, it will help you focus on the things that will bring you about a sense of reward, which is like remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reflection on the Quran, listening to a podcast about the tafsir of the Quran or the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So again, if you look at some of the most powerful people on this planet in terms of how much money they made, the number one thing that they always usually say is that your focus is only so limited to basically what you expose yourself to. And if you only expose yourself to people and things that will waste your time, you will not be able to maximize it and what will give you benefit. We call that the return of investment. For them, of course, it's material, but if you don't focus on the return of investment in your hereafter, it's the same exact thing. So I say to people who have aspirations, set quantifiable, realistic goals. For example, I would like to finish the Quran and reading the Quran this month, and I would like to go through the tafsir of a particular surah, like Surah Maryam, Surah Yusuf, Surah Taha. These surahs were among the first revelations of the Quran, and they have powerful messages that we can focus on and to pinpoint deep reflection on in the month of Ramadan. So what we do is we set daily goals. If we surpass those goals, great, you've put it in your bank, you can possibly even finish more than the Quran than you wanted. And if you don't do that, those quantifiable goals will just simply be lofty aspirations that we will never be able to fulfill. So your preparation is based on your expectation, and your expectation can only be fulfilled via that preparation. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make and help us to make this Ramadan the best and most that we can have in this Ramadan. And in essence, you will not be able to fulfill it unless you set these type of goals.